Hey Internet, my name is Abby and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. We are here in our airplane and we are still flying around with Henler and we are currently cruising at an altitude of 37 kilometers above Kerbin's surface. And here, my main goal is still to have a flight all around Kerbin with this airplane, and I'm still a little bit worried about the amount of fuel we have left in our airplane if we are able to do so. And yeah, so let me just move on with our flight. And in the last episode I already said it's time to do some time-lapse because there isn't so much going on in this current phase of our flight. So let me just speed up things and then we will continue talking, or I will continue talking, once we come to a part where more things are going on. So yeah, we start off the new episode with some time-lapse, so have fun! Okay, we are back. We have the sunrise, and yeah, you can see this in the over the time lapse. Hopefully, that the altitude is going up higher and higher, and we are currently cruising at an altitude of more than 50 kilometers. We almost reached 51 kilometers, and look at our velocity. It's pretty crazy, and it's still the same airplane. And when we are going over to the orbital map, you can see that we have almost flown across complete Kerbin. We are now reaching the deserts before we aim for Kerbal Space Center, and we have a problem because look at this. The Kerbin apoapsis lies at 103 kilometers above surface, and yeah, I think we do have a problem with this aircraft. It's still, well, it's going down a bit, and well, you can see we are, well, now we are completely out of oxygen, so we can't use our engine anymore. We can't do anything else. It's completely dead now. The engine isn't working anymore. But yeah, we have somehow inserted ourselves into space, and yeah, I'm not quite sure how this will end, because the thing has no RCS, it has no liquid fuel, it has nothing at all, and yeah, I think this is problematic, and I don't know how this thing will end. I have no idea at all what this will result in. Well, we are still climbing up. We will climb up to an altitude of about, well, above 90 kilometers, I guess. Yeah, this is... I haven't expected something like this, and we are still speaking about the same airplane, and we are still speaking about the same aircraft, and yeah, apparently we have managed to bring it up into space. And look at the altitude. Look at the altitude. We did this with an airplane. Here, we did this with an airplane, and we are in space now. And hi. I'm a little bit surprised. I'm really surprised by this. I haven't expected something like this. That I am almost able to insert this thing into an orbit around Kerbin. And now the most difficult thing is we need to bring the thing somehow successfully down back to the surface. So yeah, I think we will, over there at least, re-enter the atmosphere, because we need to do now a complete orbit. And yes, this is interesting, I guess. This is really interesting. So, I am not quite sure how the thing will end. I'm not quite sure how the thing will really end. It's a little bit concerning to fly that high with an aircraft, and well, I think we will end up, the atmosphere is almost over, we have almost left the atmosphere, and I think we will end up in an altitude of 94 kilometers above the surface with a normal airplane. This is pretty cool, I guess. This is really cool. Then we will descend down, and there at the Kerbal periapsis we will start re-entering. And yeah, I'm not quite sure if we are able to land back on the runway or what then will happen. So, okay, we now have space music. We are officially in space. Yeah, I think we can do a great thing. We can do an EVA. Henler, I hope we don't screw anything up. Henler, you go on EVA. You are going on EVA. Let's switch on your lights. Whoa, 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 careful. Okay, we are doing an EVA out of a normal aircraft. I constructed the thing to do some near surface flights, and apparently we are even able to climb with the thing up to an altitude of 94 kilometers. This is unexpected. Yeah, this is really unexpected, and I haven't expected something like this. So hi, I think yeah, let me just fly around here, and I think, yeah, he is enjoying it. He is enjoying it. He is smiling. So this is good. This is really good. Let's fly around. This is cool. I totally haven't expected something like this. That this aircraft is so powerful. This is really impressive. And look at Henler. Look at Henler. He is smiling. Look at him. He enjoys this. He enjoys that he raised his airplane into space. He is smiling at this. This is great. This is really great. Okay, impressive, impressive. I think now, Henler, you should climb back into your aircraft, so you're not getting lost. Let's grab it and board. Okay. And retract ladder. Very nice, very nice. And I think one of the most challenging parts of the thing is when we re-enter, because yeah, I don't know what will happen when the thing is re-entering the atmosphere and how it will behave then. And look there, over there, look there, we have now done a complete flight around the world, because there is Kerbal Space Center. Kerbal Space Center is coming up, and we are approaching it, and this is pretty amazing. We have done a flight around the world. Well, it's a little bit unexpected in the altitude what we have achieved, but we did a flight around Kerbal. This is really impressive. I totally haven't expected something like this, and I'm not sure. I think when I will enter, or when I will reach the 38 kilometers, then I can throttle up again, and maybe I can raise it even higher. I'm not quite sure, but I don't want to really experience this, and I don't really want to try this out, how far I can come in this episode. I think I should more think about returning back to Kerbal and have a landing there instead of doing something more crazy. And in this case, let me just Let me just do a short time warp. We want to celebrate the apoapsis. It's coming up in 3 minutes, so let me just do a time warp as we are climbing up, and let's stop here. Okay, look at this. We are in a normal airplane and we are currently at the maximum altitude of 94 kilometers and 700 meters. So this is really impressive. And here we have flown past Kerbal Space Center, so we have done more than a flight around Kerbin, and I'm still not quite sure how this thing will end up. I think we will do now a time warp again, so that we are getting back to the lower parts, or that we're getting back into the atmosphere. And then, I don't know, so let me just speed up again in time. We see the moon again. And we are out of time warp, so let me just return back to... What about our... Okay, we have enough electric charge, this is good. Okay. I don't want to raise this much higher. I think in a future episode, after I am now aware that this thing is so powerful, I will try out what is the maximum altitude I can achieve. I mean, as I said, when I'm now coming back to the atmosphere, I can throttle up again, and then I think I could raise my apoapsis again, and yeah, this would raise it again, and then we could raise it, I guess, even higher. So this would be really an option. But yeah, I don't want to do it right now in this episode. I like more to come back home. And yeah, so I think I will just again speed up time and do a time lapse, so that you can see the results of it. And in another episode in the near future, we will find out how far we can bring this when we are coming back to the atmosphere, throttle up again, and what is then the maximum altitude. But right now our goal is to return back to Kerbin, to the Kerbal Space Center. So okay, let's speed up and you will see the results. Okay, we are experiencing the next sunrise on our flight, and yeah, one thing that really concerns me is the amount of fuel left in this aircraft, because we are almost out of fuel, which is pretty much problematic. And okay, without a running engine, we are not able to keep our altitude. So in this case, let me think. I think we will definitely go down, and I think we are not able to make it up to Kerbin to complete our flight until back to Kerbal Space Center. And in this case, let me think. What do we need to do? I think we are running out of fuel pretty soon. I might need some fuel to soften my landing, so I will keep the last drops of fuel in my fuel tanks. So we have used almost all of our fuel, and we now have, I think, no other option than returning back to the surface and have hopefully a good landing somewhere down there, because we don't have the option to return back to Kerbal Space Center. And in this case, let's do the descent and let's go down. But on the other hand, we almost did it. We almost completed 2 flights around Kerbal in this small aircraft, and it's really surprising to me that the thing is so powerful and that it had so much power and so much capability. I really haven't expected something like this, that we are even able to enter space and almost do a complete orbit around Kerbal. And yeah, now I'm pretty much out of fuel. I have no fuel left, and now it's time to glide down. And here we are now almost like a glider, and we can only glide down to the surface, and then I hope we are able to pull off a nice landing somewhere here in the desert and get picked up by our rescue crew. But I'm pretty much amazed by this mission and what we have achieved and how far we have come, and Henler's achievement of doing an EVA in space out of our aircraft, and this is pretty amazing. And now the only concerning thing is that I need to somehow pull off a nice landing with this aircraft, because we are almost out of fuel. And yeah, this is completely new, and I hope we can do something like this. Okay, for the landing now, because we are no longer in orbit, let me go back to orbit, no, to auto, because now it's a little bit easier to control. And we are definitely going down. We are losing a lot of our velocity. We are dropping down like bricks down. Oh no, and we are aiming for some mountainous region. This is not good. This is not good at all. What about our trajectory? I think we are coming down before the mountainous region. So, but maybe to rescue ourselves down there, it looks like a little bit of a valley. So maybe I should better aim for this and start adjusting. And yeah, look at the drop of the velocity. The velocity is really slowing down, and well, we don't have currently our engine running, so I think the most complicated thing is still to pull up and not to crash down to the surface like a bricks down, coming down, or like a meteoroid. So yeah, I think this is the most challenging part, and I hope I'm able to pull the thing up, and that's why I saved up some fuel. So I hope I can slow down ourselves and slow down our descent with the gliding capabilities of this aircraft, so I don't need to use the fuel yet, and I can save up the fuel for later on. And yeah, I think we can manage this. I think we can take advantage of the atmosphere and the gliding capabilities of our aircraft and start slowing down our descent. This is good. And I hope we are not stalling, and I hope I'm not bringing this thing into a stall. But in this altitude, the engine should be very efficient, so I think we can do a lot with the tiny amount of fuel left in this aircraft. And maybe I should start turning a bit around, because there is coming up more mountains, so maybe I will land over here. I think this could be much better. And wow, this is really impressive. We are coming down from an altitude of 94 kilometers of altitude. This is really impressive. And now the most challenging part is now to survive the landing. I hope everything will work out well. We are still falling pretty fast down because we are currently only sailing and gliding. And yeah, let's continue with this. I think in the last parts of our descent I will ignite my engines again, but right now I think it's better to just glide down. and save some fuel for later on. Okay, we are still going down. Everything is okay. And how far have we come? We have, well, we have gone one time around Kerbal and maybe two-thirds. We have managed to did another flight around Kerbal, or two-thirds of Kerbal, and this is really impressive. I totally haven't expected something like this. And still we are descending, but we haven't still managed to get down, and yeah, we are gliding and gliding. And we are already pretty slow. Look at our velocity. This is interesting. And yeah, I hope we can pull off a nice landing without stalling the aircraft. I think at this point, let me just throttle down, or now throttle up. And yeah, it's very efficient, so I think we have enough fuel to now use our engine to control better our descent, because we have done most of our descent, and now it's time to use our engine to slow our descent down so that we can pull off a nice landing, hopefully. We are getting closer to the ground and surface, so let's throttle down again. And yeah, we can almost see the surface. Let's lower our gear, because now it's time to do the landing. This is the most exciting part after we have come so far. This is cool, this is really cool. Okay, I'm a bit concerned because there is some kind of a mountain coming up. But we are definitely coming down now. Maybe I should fly over to the end of this mountain. Maybe I should continue flying a little bit straight ahead. At very low speed. And once we are over here, okay, now I think it's a good time to throttle completely down and to do the end of our flight and we are back on the surface. We landed. Let's brake. And amazing. Good job. Wow, this was impressive. Look at this. We have done so many things. Such a huge distance. Amazing. Wait, when we press F3, can we see something? Our highest altitude achieved was 94 kilometers and 719 meters. Highest speed achieved, highest speed over land, 2000, I don't know, I don't think this is accurate. I think we have done a little bit higher of a speed. And then ground distance covered. I'm not sure if this is accurate or total distance covered. Not bad. Well, I think total distance traveled is also not completely accurate, but this was amazing. This was really amazing. Okay, this was a great flight. This was really a great flight, and now it's time to end this episode. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this, and I hope I will see you in the next episode. Until then, my name is Debbie. See you!